Sorry about that. Welcome to the JP8 report, episode 462. If you have been watching me this morning, you understand we got issues here. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So we have no water in my house. We have no water in my city at all. And just doing some last second coordinating with my wife because we're in search of where to get something to eat so we don't dirty any dishes. Um, I just got an update from a friend of mine. They said that the water lines have been repaired, but the pumps aren't working now. That could be a serious problem. That might correlate to what they were just telling me a few minutes ago that it may not be fixed till Thursday. Um, so this is screwball here. Uh, you might want if you're wondering what James is talking about, you might want to go back and uh, listen to my podcast I did at 6:30 this morning, JP's Morning Brief, August 18th, and I ranted. I did not go over any of my notes at all. I worked so hard to building my podcasts and stuff, and I'm stuck ranting about our water situation that we shouldn't be having. There's one guy a while ago mentioned on here. Welcome to the JPA report. Hey, I know I'm on a rant right now, but look, follow the podcast, click the bell, go down, toggle follow, and then give me a thumbs up for the episode. And then chat if you want. Okay, I'm the only one in the chat room right now. I probably scared people away with the black screen that came up. I hope not. Um, but yeah, this one guy was was writing on my Facebook wall a while ago, and he was talking about why don't we have redundancy coming into the city. That might be a very good question. We may have redundancy coming in. I don't know. I used to be on the city council, and I can't remember if we have a redundant line coming in or if we have a single source line coming into the city. And if something should go wrong with one of those lines, how do you separate it from the rest of the system so the whole system doesn't depressurize and all the storage tanks drain? You know, those are some really good questions that I wish we had answers for. Thank goodness there's a city council meeting tonight, and Ryan Haverlaw he is going to have to do a non-political briefing on the situation in our city. All right, but my wife gave me some solutions. I talked to my associate pastor at our church because our pastor, I believe, is out of town. I don't know if he's back yet. Um, but maybe we need to come up to our church and we can get exterior water from the building just for flushing. I mean that does, and to help give water to our pets, right? Um, but yeah, so let's try it. I mean, I know it's already 8:05. I'm ranting and raving. If you live in the Coppers Cove and you're watching this, look, I know things happen, bad things happen, but you have to take accountability for your actions. There is a city council meeting tonight. There's a workshop at 5. They're going to talk about the city retirement system, I think it is. And then at 6 o'clock, there's a city council meeting. And by the way, they're supposed to take a preliminary vote on the property tax for next fiscal year. What a time for all this to happen, right? So there's some explaining that needs to be done. I believe there's always citizens forum, and I do believe if I could have looked up the agenda for the night, I believe there's a public hearing also. All right, concerning the budget. So this is a call to action. Come to the city council meeting tonight. Make your voice heard. All right. Um, I'm as Republican as they can be, but I believe in accountability of those elected officials for the jobs that they're supposed to be doing. Flat out. Flat out. All right. Um, so let's try to get some of this done here. Um, Let me see. Hold on just a second. I'm going to check my email just for a second since I've been doing everything else. Has any other updates been put out this morning? Oh, look at this. Hold on just a second. Let me give y'all an update. At this time, water storage level tanks have not recovered as anticipated. This came out 5 minutes ago. Um, all waters customers, to include residential, commercial, strongly asked to limit water use and delay non-essential water use. There's no water, people. You stupid idiots. Man, stupid is a choice. That's what Dan Bongino says. Don't be stupid. That is a stupid statement. The city remains under stage 4C water restrictions. Yeah, no duh. All residents are. Why did they put it twice? Due to ongoing water supply emergency and impact to the city's water system, the city of Coppers Cove intends to issue a local disaster declaration. Once issued, the declaration will assist the city in responding to the emergency and coordinating necessary resources as recovery efforts continue. Um, y'all are, that is, man, okay. They have not a clue what they're talking about. Look, they say you can, like I said earlier, you can take 1 gallon and 5 gallon containers of water to the library to fill up the containers. That's all. Now, how do you flush a toilet with 1 gallon of water? It takes 2.5 gallons, I believe, to flush a toilet. How are you supposed to water your animals if you have zero water coming out? It's 105 degrees out today. Man, I tell you, get off this thing. See if anything else come out. Nope, nothing. Not one iota. Let me refresh my Facebook and see if they put in. Oh, but a friend of mine, she lives over about water tank. They haven't had water in over 24 hours. Give me a second here. See, I'm supposed to be talking about other stuff besides this. The Speaker of the House, while I'm going over this, the Speaker of the House, he put he made a statement yesterday. They expect um, the GOP to gain seats in November. I hope that is right. I hope that is right. Um, okay, so all they are is they're reiterating the water outage, and there's no school today at all. Okay, and then okay, okay, I'm back. Let's do this right. Okay, so um, Um, okay, I told you all about chatting, liking, following. All right. Let's do. I have a letter here for America 250 for the day. The only thing I wanted to bring out is a letter from John Adams, Abigail Adams, and the biggest thing is because this is a favorite letter. Um, there are very few people in this world whom I can bear to converse. I can treat all with decency and civility and converse with them when it is necessary on points of business, but I'm never happy in their company. This made me a recluse, and will one day make me a hermit. That's what John Adams is telling his wife. He carried on more with, I'd rather build a stone wall upon Penn's Hill than be the first prince of Europe, the first general, or the first senator in America. Our expectations are very high with some great affair at New York. All right. That was part of a letter. It was a 1.5 page letter. I read one paragraph because of everything that's going on. with our water right now. Okay, but wow. Okay, our second president. Uh, so let's go with the armament shop, which I believe he may be closed today. The armament shop. Whether you're looking for your first firearm, upgrading your setup, or need expert service, Jason at the Armament Shop is Copper's Cove's premier source for all things shooting. Browse our wide selection of pistols, rifles, and shotguns, backed by top tier gunsmithing for repairs, along with reloading supplies and professional cleaning to keep your firearm in peak condition. Need a transfer? We make FFL transfers fast, easy, and affordable. Need your CHL? Jason can handle those classes both online and in person. He has over 3 decades of experience. Visit the Armament Shop today at 115 West Avenue D in Coppers Cove, or call or text 254-560-2023, or visit www.armamentshop.com. That's www.armamentshop.com. The Armament Shop. Your safety, our priority. All right, I'm back. All right, so that being said, let's do an Iran update. This is as of a few hours ago. I've been carrying on since 3 o'clock in the morning about our water. So there may be a couple things extra in there, okay, that I don't know about. Oil is flowing through the Strait of Hormuz at a 3-month low. That's if they're just tracking transpondered vessels coming through. There's rumors that untransponded vessels from like UAE and Qatar and them are flowing through with their transponders off, so they can't be seen. So unaccounted for oil and gas. The ceasefire has expired as of last night. Per President Trump, Iran wants to make a deal, but not not on their not on the terms that is being discussed. Turkey's President Trump, it is important to continue the talks with Iran. Iran's warning ships uh, with hostile actions by transiting the Strait of Hormuz. We were just talking about that. Jared Kushner says Gaza demilitarization could begin within 30 days. And the U.S. awards Raytheon $22.9 billion for an a Tomahawk missile deal. All right. The Dow Jones yesterday closed at 53,459.78, and it was down 272.63 points. West Texas Intermediate right now is at $85.02 a barrel, and Brent crude oil is at $91.04 a barrel. All right. That's your Iran update. Hold on before I go any further. Hey, hey, Ricky. So did you listen to all the podcasts I did earlier today? Write me and let me know on the live chat. Okay. And so let's go on to my announcements while I'm waiting for Ricky's response. So this coming Saturday, up in Gatesville, where they have water, will be the Coryell County Republican Women's Third Annual Boots and Bling. We have a fajita dinner there with a band, the Texas Connection, and it starts at 6 p.m. And we have a keynote speaker, which is um, Steve Munisseri from Governor Abbott's office. My next announcement is Pints and Politics on the 27th of August in Gatesville at Rancher Steakhouse on the corner of 84 and 36. A pretty good place. It starts at 6 p.m. The next announcement is On the 29th of August, we have the Coryell County Republican Party Patriot Range Day at the Holly Gun Range by Gatesville. It's off of Bald Knob Road. Costs $20. Come on out, fire all you want. The armament shop will be there to supply to sell extra ammo and have some extra little things to fire. All right. My next announcement is on the 3rd of September. We have Pints and Politics in Belton at the Dead Fish Grill. Starts at 6 p.m. This is the best of the Pints and Politics. All right. Come on out. It's on Lake Road, just south of Belton Dam. And my last announcement is on the 26th of September. We have Coryell County Republican Party annual fish fry, 6 p.m. at the Texas Station Event Center. You can buy tickets now. We have 2 guest speakers. We have SD 24 Senator Pete Flores, and we also have the chair of the Republican Party of Texas, Dorinda Randall. Those are our keynote speakers, along with other stuff we got going on. Come on out, enjoy yourself. Those tickets are $35 a piece. All right. So if you want to buy tickets to the Boots and Bling or to the fish fry, go to the description of the podcast, and at the bottom you'll see Boots and Bling tickets and fish fry tickets. You can click on those links. It'll take you to the website where you can buy your tickets. Okay, please do so. So, because when Republicans hang out together, engage together, they stay together. All right. So Ricky said he listened to the entire podcast. Do you believe, Ricky? I'm asking you, do you agree with everything I was saying in the podcast? That would be good to know. Let's try to carry on with more. It's 8:18. We're not doing too bad on time. Oh, man. Hold on just a second here. Oh. Ricky sent me a text message earlier about the podcast. Says, yes, no water. Oh, okay. He just responded. Yes, no water. Half the country knows now. LOL. Yeah, that's right. Hold on. Okay. So I had a city councilman just write me back, and he just gave me the political rhetoric um, about we're under stage 4C restrictions. Yeah, no duh. But you can't conserve what you don't have. Uh, so hopefully he heard that. But he's a good guy. I know it's not his fault. Um, and okay, so Speaker Johnson, he's convinced. He said last night he's convinced that he believes Republicans will grow the majority in Congress in November amid increased in far left Democrat socialist candidates nationwide. Republican leader described November's midterms as a choice between common sense and crazy. It's a contrast between freedom and communism, flat out. Okay. He said in the next Congress, we will not be arguing over marginal tax rates or regulation, Johnson told Virginia voters while campaigning for Congressman Jen Giggins. We will be arguing on whether or not we're going to maintain our republic in our 251st year as a nation. I'm absolutely convinced we're going to grow the House majority. Johnson, who is on a 30-day nonstop tour, touted Giggins as one of the most effective members of Congress, and as Republicans hope to keep the seat amid a tight re-election race. She is one of our most bipartisan members, one of the members who can talk in the middle of a chaotic situation and get things done. maybe she needs to move out here, huh? All right. But the speaker is going to go to 34 House districts in 18 different states. They campaign for congressmen and congresswomen. All right. Uh, I believe he's right. I do believe with the ways we were able to um, um, redistrict, we should add about another 5 to 8 Republican seats, which should give us somewhat of a cushion to be able to help the president for the rest of his term. Okay, Covite for Life wrote on the chat, I agree, and Mr. Anonymous posted yesterday he was a city worker, that the part they need comes in Thursday. Wow. I hope he's wrong. All right. Um, but all right. So I hope the speaker is right about increasing the majority. I'm going to do my part to help increase that turnout. All right. You should too. If you're a Republican, you vote Republican. Do not vote Democrat, because you may be voting for a bunch of socialists. All right. My next is the Attorney General, the actual Attorney General, Todd Blanche. He said Congress had already approved the White House ballroom because there's judges that says the president can't build the ballroom because Congress never authorized it. What they said was they approved it. He just can't use government funds to build it, right? So they did give him authorization. I guess they can't read. Attorney General Todd Blanche on Sunday argued that Congress had already granted the administration the authority to build the planned White House ballroom after an appeals court ordered a halt to the construction. The project has been mired in legal trouble since its inception because with the National Trust of Historic Preservation filing a challenge to the construction, asserting the president lacked authority to conduct the overhaul of the White House grounds, in which presidents have always been able to do that. All right, until President Trump became president, then Orange Man bad. Right, that's exactly how you got people with Trump derangement syndrome. We don't believe we have to go to Congress. We believe Congress has already given us the authority to what we're doing. Many presidents have done a tremendous amount of work to the White House, as they should, and Congress has authorized them to do it. The project is one of many renovations that has come as part of the President Trump's effort to beautify the nation's capital city. He has further agreed that the nation needs a secure facility for state events and points to the assassination attempt on his life at a local Hilton on the White House Correspondents Association. The president had already appealed to the Supreme Court for a decision. All right. So hopefully we hear something soon on that. So consequences of being an illegal alien. All right. Well, when you try to vote and you're a legal alien, you're going to be in trouble, right? So check this out. This guy, he's voted for decades in U.S. elections, and he's a legal alien. He stole someone's Social Security card. That's how he was able to register to vote. So Carlos Felipe Jaramillo Grajales, a criminal illegal alien from Colombia, has recently sentenced to 3 years behind bars for identity theft and lying about his citizenship status. A falsification that, according to the Department of Homeland Security, he used to participate in U.S. elections over a period of 20 years. And he only went to jail for 3 years. Wow. Wow, some serious consequences there. Because of his fraud, he was able to obtain a driver's license and vote in our elections. DHS Secretary said, DHS will always fight to protect the illegal to protect the integrity of our elections, because election security is national security. Only Americans should be electing American leaders. His Friday sentencing comes as lawmakers in Washington, D.C. have wrestled over whether new regulations is needed to shore up voter verification. That is why the president wants the Save America Act, right? Uh, According to his findings, talking about Markwayne Mullen, is meaning 190,000 non-citizens are registered to vote in California. Okay, just California. According to his findings, okay, in Hermino Grajales' case, he first began the scheme by using the name, birth date, and social security number of a U.S. citizen to obtain a passport in March 2003, right before the Patriot Act was introduced. Once he had secured that credential, he used the false information to obtain a Florida driver's license and register to vote. He would go on to cast a ballot in the 2020 election and others, according to the Department of Homeland Security. The criminal alien spent years exploiting the stolen identity of a United States citizen to obtain government documents and claim benefits. What happened to the person that had their identity stolen? Was it ever disclosed on who it was? Wow. They don't say at all. He stole someone's ID, and it was like, hey, what are you doing in Florida? Right? Because the guy lives in Florida. He's going to go to jail in Florida too. 827. So today is election day. It's primary election day in Florida, Alaska, and Wyoming. You don't have much going on in Wyoming. In Florida, you got Congressman Donalds is running for the nomination to run for governor. He'll get it, and he will win the governorship in November. You have a couple of Democrats that are running for re-election in Congress. One of them is Moskowitz. He's running against a guy named um, Larkin. Larkin's a DSA person, communist, a flaming communist, and Moskowitz is not too far from him as it is, right? And then you have in Alaska, you have, check this out. I did not know it was like this, but in Alaska, you don't have a Democrat party and you don't have a Republican party. What you have is ranked choice voting, right? And so there's like four main people running for office. You have um, Dan S. Sullivan, the incumbent, right? You have Daniel J. Sullivan, a challenger. He's a Republican also. And they think he lied about his name and that the Democrat Party is funding him. And then you have some other person, and then you have Mary Patola. Mary Patola is a Democrat, right? And they're saying they think her campaign had something to do with this Daniel J. Sullivan running and being on there. So what I'm getting at is when this primary is done tonight, right? It's ranked choice voting. So if no one gets 50% above, it goes to the next line of voters, and the one that's in last place drops out, and then it recount votes again. Because so when you vote, you say, "Hey, if my vote doesn't go out, I want to vote on this next person," right? And then if nobody has a 50% majority on that vote, it goes one more time, and they count up all the votes and stuff again. So the person with the most votes after I think 3 rounds is the winner of that political contest. That's what's happening in Alaska today. Matter of fact, in November there's going to be a referendum to discontinue ranked choice voting. Me myself, I think ranked choice voting is unconstitutional. Shouldn't happen in the first place. but it is right now. Elon Musk is giving out like $1.5 million to fight the campaign about the ranked choice voting. So it goes away and doesn't come back. It dies a nasty death, right? So we'll see. Let's see. Those polls probably close about 11 or 12 o'clock tonight. So I may have an update tomorrow morning for it. We'll see. Oh, by the way, tomorrow morning there will only be a JP8 report, provided we have water still, if I'm alive. Um, oh, Wasserman Schultz. Yeah, get rid of her. Yeah. Um, Wasserman Schultz, Scott Cray just said that too. That was the other person. So she got districted out of her congressional seat. So she chose to run for election in the 20th congressional district to try to get reelected for like 20,000th time because she's been there since before uh, goats could give milk. Okay, since before the Battle of Lexington. Let's put it like that. All right, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, and so yeah, Scott's right. She needs to get beat in her primary today. If not, beat her in November. So, uh, so yeah, what I was getting at is there's a referendum on the ballot to do away with ranked choice voting in Alaska. It is totally unconstitutional. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't even exist. It's so undemocratic at all. So we'll see. But that's what I had printed off to remind me of the primaries. So I will have some primary results in the morning. Not a lot, but the JP8 report will go on from 6 to 7 because I filed for election at the local Central Appraiser District, and I got elected because I had no competition. So I got elected unopposed, right? Which is cool. Like I said, it's supposed to be my last election, and I won because nobody ran against me. And a friend of mine, David um, Chiquette, he lives about 2 miles from me, not even 2 miles. Same thing happened to him. So I'll be seat 1 and he'll be seat 3, which is cool. Next, Fang Fang Bang Bang. Oh man. Hold on just a second. People keep sending stuff. Hold it. Nope. 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 Okay, I don't care. All right. So Eric Swalwell. I was talking a little bit about Eric Swalwell yesterday, about him and his girl, Fang Fang Bang Bang, Christina Fang. All right. So I still have some of the stuff that we were reading yesterday about him. I'm going to go back a little bit, or circle some of the stuff I needed to know that I wanted to get rid of. But so the headline on the New York Post, I'll hang it up here so people can see. Get it straight, right? All right. Sleeping with the enemy. Eric Swalwell confessed to a drug-fueled sex romp with suspected Chinese spy Fang Fang Bang Bang, bombshell files reveal. It says in the little comment, the disgraced ex-congressman confessed to a prescription drug-fueled sex romp with a suspected Chinese spy, according to newly released FBI files that confirmed for the first time he got physical with Beijing's purported honeypot. Matter of fact, it says in the article he slept with her on several occasions, and he stayed on the House Intelligence Committee after they found out about it. He should have been totally dismissed. He should have been kicked out of Congress a long time ago, and he wasn't, right? But how many state secrets did he give up for her? Okay. Um, So in the article I was reading yesterday, I'm going to go to the parts that I circled. All right. The FBI identified Christine Fang, a Chinese national who allegedly a facilitator of this exchange, and alleged she employed conduits to route illegal campaign donations. So, FBI agents on the case authored a memo on March 9th, 2015. That is when Barack Obama was the president. James Comey, no, Robert Mueller, I believe, was still the FBI director, or James Comey was, right? I think James Comey was, right? Requesting approval from CHS to make a bona fide campaign contribution in order to further the probe. That request was apparently approved in a CHS, confidential human source, that's an unidentified person, in a CHS reporting document dated March 24th, 2015. An FBI agent reported that the confidential human source provided Christine Fang with his credit card number and a $1,000 donation. In 2014, Fang Bang Bang invited an individual to whom she had a financial relationship to a fundraiser for Swalwell, according to the FBI 302 form from June 2015, memorializing Fang, told him they just needed to bring his checkbook and that Fang would reimburse him for his donation. The individual told investigators that he declined. That was a smart move. In a 2015 interview with the FBI, Congressman Swalwell told agents that he first met Fang in 2012 during his first congressional campaign. He admitted to the agents that he had a physical relations with Fang on multiple occasions, according to the FBI summary. In a subsequent interview on 2016, Swalwell detailed one incident where Fang showed up at his door, after which Swalwell said they hooked up, quote unquote, according to the interview summary. In that second interview, Swalwell confirmed that Fang did refer interns to both his campaign and congressional offices. He noted that he and his staff treated the referrals as coming from Asia Pacific Islander American Public Association, APAPA, for an important constituents group in his district. So, in the early stages of the probe, the FBI team sent regular updates to the Justice Department's Public Integrity Section, which was headed by then controversial prosecutor Jack Smith. Smith would later lead the Biden administration's investigations and prosecutions of Trump. The pen oversees investigations and prosecutions that involve federal crimes like bribery and of public officials and election crimes, including campaign finance crimes. Eventually, however, interviewing Swalwell on multiple occasions, the FBI determined that the investigation was found no violations of federal statutes by the congressman. What about all those drugs? As a result, the FBI reclassified the probe on February 18th, 2017. And oh, cool. I just got permission to go fill up some water buckets. Wow. So yeah, they declined. They declined to prosecute Swalwell on any federal crimes like campaign finance, right? Like having. Let me know when you want to come up and you can fill up some buckets. Okay. And then probably lying to the FBI, which is a jailable offense because he did lie to the FBI. I mean, Campaign finance violations. What else could he? It says it right there. I missed that part. And then this girl, Fang Fang Bang Bang, flew back to China, not prosecuted. I mean, what do we do about stuff like this? I mean, is it fair that the average Joe, if he had the campaign finance violation, they throw the book at him, right? What else do I got here? Um, Here's one. We'll do some good news, okay? I'm in a bad enough mood as it is about the water. Hold on. Okay. Had to answer a text message. All right. So the White House took a victory lap yesterday. Drug prices actually fell by 3.1%, the steepest drop in drug prices since 1963. Great turnout. The White House is crowing about a 1.3 dip in prescription prices as evidence that President Trump's pressure on drug companies is working, claiming Monday that the steepest drop since 1963. If you go to trumprx.gov, they have hundreds of drugs in there. The prices have dropped steeply, right? If you're looking for inexpensive drugs, it's there, right? The new data confirms prescription drug prices just recorded their largest annual decline in more than 60 years, the steepest drop since 1963. Over the past year, Trump strong armed major drug companies into reducing what they thought government programs such as Medicare and Medicaid while establishing the Trump RX. Uh, the populist president won concessions by threatening Big Pharma with massive tariffs if they did not move to align their policies. Excellent. Um, I thought November 3rd was election day. The New York Post put November 5th. Um, but yeah, that's really good news. What time we got? It's 8:43. If you're happy about the price of drugs going down in price, put an American flag in the podcast. I'm putting one in there right now myself. All right, next. We'll go over that one real quick. So in 2017, before um, before Comey, before President Trump. Okay, so when a week after Comey was fired, Jeff Sessions came under investigation. Wow, Justice misses me. It's okay, Justice. Man. So, the FBI opened up a probe on former Attorney General Jeff Sessions while he still had a job in the government, right? Um, so they opened a probe for potentially making false statements to Congress about Russian contacts, even though he had already updated his testimony. The evidence to support the probe, codenamed March Toll, was opened one day after Comey was fired by President Trump. Um, Man, he's insistent. All right. I don't think my wife can hear him right now. So you had Trump fired. I mean, not Trump. You had Comey fired. Well, first you had Flynn set up, right? Then you had Comey fired, and then Sessions being investigated, and then Rosenstein appointed a special counsel on Trump. Sessions recused himself, and then I believe he was fired. And Bill Barr uh, was appointed the new attorney general. But at the same time, Rosenstein, while he was acting attorney general, I believe it was, he set up a special counsel to investigate him the through the Mueller report, right? Which lasted the rest of the time of the president's term, pretty much all of it, right? And then after Merrick Garland became the attorney general under Biden, uh, they took and appointed um, Jack Smith as a special prosecutor, which he was never confirmed by the Senate, so there's no way he should have been one anyway. So there was a whole lot of stuff going on, right? But it all started with Jeff Sessions. He used to be the Republican senator from Alabama. He was the guy with a really thick accent, right? Uh, so the evidence, let's see, the Bureau investigated files into Sessions' matter were declassified by the president and made public yesterday by the White House Government Transparency Task Force. The investigation was predicated on evidence contained in a March 2017 letter to Comey from two Democrat senators on the Judiciary Committee. That was Leahy and Al Franken. The senators argued that Sessions made false statements in his confirmation hearing earlier that year when he testified about communications with members of the Russian government. Uh, the Trump administration officials told reporters the timing of the investigation raises concerns because it was opened right after Comey's firing and more than a month after the Democrat senator wrote the FBI. And then just the news reported like last week that the FBI opened another investigation called Oxford Coma, in which the following week after that investigation was opened into President Trump, alleging the newly elected president may have been acting as a Russian asset when he fired Comey. And so the Democrats always openly accuse Republicans of working with Russians, in which we don't, right? Uh, it's just so they can divert public opinion away from popularly uh, approving of that elected person and making them look bad. All right. Um, so Sessions told lawmakers that he did not have communications with the Russians, which he fixed. Right. Trump's Mueller Russia collusion probe has since been discredited. An investigation special counsel John Durham released the FBI Justice Department in 2023 concluded there was no basis for the FBI even to open the original Crossfire Hurricane investigation into allegations of Russia collusion. For example, in 2017, Sessions told lawmakers that he did not have communications with the Russians. And when asked whether any affiliation with Trump's campaign communicated with that country's government, later reporting showed that Sessions met with Russian ambassador to the U.S. on at least two occasions during the Trump campaign and while he represented Alabama in the Senate. And he said, I did not mention communications I had with the Russian ambassador over the years because the question did not ask about them, right? And he fixed his statement so it would accurately reflect his testimony. He took responsibility, right? However, the FBI did not act on the letter until the day after President Trump fired FBI Director Comey, citing a Justice Department belief that Comey mishandled the Hillary Clinton memo investigation. They're always going to go after everyone and accuse them of being a Russian spy. If you're uh, if you're a Republican, you're a Russian spy. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what we got on this other page. Yeah, nothing else on this one. And then the last thing was talking about Round River. That was FBI op. I spoke a little bit about this yesterday, just a little bit. All right. Um, hold on. I'm very dehydrated. So this is about the forerunner up to the 2020 election, right? And the FBI doing everything in their power to help Joe Biden get elected, right? And President Trump's in power. We got COVID going on, and we got the rogue FBI agents doing their best to prevent the president from being reelected because they'll probably be totally found out if he did. And this is why we're hearing about this stuff right now. Uh, but so one of the documents showed Jordan was listed by the FBI, Jim Jordan, right? Chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, was handed a list by the FBI and spy agencies as the conduit uh, of Russian disinformation, along with Attorney General Bill Barr, Mike Pompeo, Chuck Grassley, and Ron Johnson. All of them are listed as agents of Russia. Yeah. The 2025 U.S. intelligence community interview of the Round River operation raised concerns that the FBI analysis put politics over national security and didn't even bother to determine if the Ukrainian allegations were true before dismissing them as Russian propaganda. Uh, Jim Jordan said that was BS. That's what we're all thinking, he said. So what you know what? I'm just going to go back over this tomorrow. This one. The rest of them are done. Matter of fact, put it back all over here. All right. So I'm going to end about 5 minutes early. I got to make a couple phone calls. All right. This has been a long day, people. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. All right. Thank you, Ricky, for showing up. Thank you, Scott, for showing up. I appreciate the people that are actually watching the podcast today. That'd be great. Pray for us over here that we can get this water system up and rolling again as quickly as possible. It's a lot of hard work running, being elected. That would can't can't wait to get doing it again. I think. All right. Um, but other than that, if no one has any questions, I'm going to sign off about 5 minutes early. I'm going to go talk to my wife and make some arrangements to get some water going here and stuff, and swallowing some quick groceries before we go out and do all of our stuff. All right. And to pray that we get our water back on pretty quick. All right, so I'm going to let y'all go. I'm not doing no raids or anything today. We're going straight to the sign off screen. And like right now, it's 5 minutes to 9 as it is, right? So if no one has any questions, I appreciate everyone tuning in. So I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Oh, don't forget, if you're watching this, you live in Copperas Cove, there is a city council meeting tonight at 6 o'clock at the city council chambers. So I will see y'all then and on the air tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock for the JP8 report, because I got a meeting I got to be at by 9 o'clock. All right. So this is James Pierce with the JP8 report. I will catch you on the flip side. I'm out.